Have you ever met someone who felt like a living paradox? Someone quiet yet unforgettable? Deeply kind yet eerily perceptive? A person whose presence lingers in your mind like a haunting melody? This is the INFJ, the rarest personality type, shrouded in contradictions. Carl Jung called them a peculiar type of man, a mystery even to those closest to them. Tonight, we unravel the enigma of their weird energy. Let's begin. Firstly, INFJs are human riddles. They're introverts who leave seismic impacts, empaths who guard their hearts like vaults. Their energy isn't loud, it's magnetic. You sense depth beneath their silence, intensity behind their calm. Carl Jung wrote that their intuition creates extraordinary aloofness, making them enigmas. But why? Because INFJs live in duality. They are both the storm and the eye of it. Secondly, INFJs speak in whispers, but their words echo. Imagine a librarian who with one sentence rewrites your entire story. They don't shout, they resonate. Their power isn't in volume, but in precision. A single question can unravel your defenses. You walk away wondering, how did they see what no one else did? But here's the secret. INFJs are linguistic surgeons. They don't waste words. Each syllable is a scalpel, cutting through noise to expose raw truth. Think of Joan of Arc, a peasant girl whose quiet conviction rallied armies, or Mr. Rogers, whose soft-spoken kindness dismantled generations of cynicism. INFJs don't need volume because their silence is the message. It's the pause before the symphony, the blank canvas that forces you to paint your own revelations. Their impact isn't immediate. It's a slow burn, a seed planted that blooms years later when you least expect it. Thirdly, INFJs believe fiercely in love, justice, humanity's potential, yet their minds are forensic labs. They'll give you their last dollar, but dissect your motives like a scientist. Trust is a fortress they guard. With intuition, a sixth sense that whispers, this person will hurt you, and they're rarely wrong. This duality is born of trauma. INFJs trust humanity, but distrust individuals. They've seen too many wolves in sheep's clothing, too many promises broken. Their skepticism isn't paranoia, it's predictive empathy. Like chess masters, they anticipate moves 3 steps ahead. They'll notice your micro-expressions. The flicker of jealousy when you praise a friend. The tremor in your voice when you say, I'm fine. To an INFJ, trust isn't given, it's earned through consistency, like layers of armor forged in fire, and once broken. That armor becomes a wall no apology can scale. Fifthly, INFJs seem detached, yet feel your joy, anger, or grief like a physical touch. They're the friend who texts, are you okay? Before you know you're not. Their aloofness is a shield they absorb too much, too deeply. To survive, they retreat into their minds, watching the world from behind glass. But don't mistake this detachment for indifference. INFJs are human sponges, soaking up emotional residue others leave behind. They'll walk into a room and taste the tension, a fight that happened hours ago, a secret crush lingering in the air. It's why they often stare into space. They're processing, decoding the emotional static. Think of them as emotional archivists, cataloging every smile, sigh, and sideways glance. And when they finally speak, their observations feel like someone read your diary. Because, in a way, they did. Sixthly, INFJs despise conflict across their loved ones, and their serenity becomes a sword. They fight not with rage but strategy, silent, relentless, dismantling threats with icy logic. It's not revenge, it's justice. And when they walk away, you'll realize their gentleness was never weakness. This protective instinct is primal. INFJs are the guardians at the gate, the silent sentinels. They'll endure personal slights for years but harm their tribe, and they become strategic hurricanes. Picture a monk who meditates daily, but also knows 12 martial arts. They don't throw punches. They dismantle systems. Expose lies with receipts. Cancel plans with politeness. Destroy reputations with facts. Their wrath isn't loud, it's precise. By the time you realize you've been outmaneuvered, they've already forgiven you, but never forgotten. Seventhly, INFJs know you within minutes. Your fears, dreams, secrets, they see the map of your soul, yet they share nothing in return. Carl Jung called this their complete enigma. It's not arrogance, survival. To be known is to be vulnerable, and INFJs. They've learned how costly vulnerability can be. Think of them as emotional locksmiths. They'll pick your locks with a glance, but their own doors have triple deadbolts, retinal scans, and a moat. Why? Because INFJs know knowledge is power, and to share their truth is to hand others a weapon. So they become mirrors, reflecting your essence while hiding theirs. You'll leave conversations feeling naked while they remain draped in mystery. It's lonely, yes, but for INFJs, invisibility is the price of peace. Eighthly, INFJs are architects of tomorrow. They dream of utopias, revolutions, healing the world, yet cling to faded photos, childhood songs, the scent of rain on old books. They're ghosts of past and future, forever torn between what could be and what was lost. This isn't mere nostalgia, it's time traveler's guilt. INFJs mourn eras they never lived in, lovers they never met, memories that aren't theirs. They'll weep over a Victorian novel or a 90s sitcom, aching for a simplicity they know never existed. Yet they're also futurists, drafting blueprints for societies that won't exist for centuries. It's exhausting, this dance between then and now. But it's also their fuel. Without the past, they'd have no roots. Without the future, no wings. So they hover in between, forever bittersweet, forever almost. Ninthly, INFJs marry poetry with spreadsheets. They'll draft a manifesto on human unity and create a 10-step plan to achieve it. Their ideals are sky high, but their feet, planted in reality, they know dreams need scaffolding, and they'll build it brick by brick while you're still marveling at the vision. This is the INFJ's secret weapon, romantic pragmatism. They're the CEOs who cry during employee birthday speeches. It's the activists who balance protest signs with budget spreadsheets. They'll quote Rumi at a board meeting and cite profit margins at a poetry slam. Why? Because they know beauty without structure fades, and logic without soul corrupts. To an INFJ, a dream is just a hallucination, unless you're willing to sweat for it. And sweat, they will often in silence, often alone. Tenthly, INFJs agonize for weeks, then know. It's not magic, it's their subconscious, working overtime. Like a supercomputer solving puzzles in their sleep, they synthesize patterns, symbols, whispers until truth erupts, fully formed. You'll ask, how did you know? They'll shrug. The answer, they always do. This aha moment isn't luck, it's obsessive curation. INFJs collect data like archivists. Your tone shifts, the way you avoid eye contact, the story you didn't tell. Their minds never sleep, sifting through details until the pattern emerges. It's why they often seem psychic. That friend who warned you about your toxic partner. The colleague who predicted the market crash. Likely an INFJ. They don't predict the future, they reverse engineer it from the debris of the past. And when their intuition strikes, it's less a gut feeling and more a thunderclap of I told you so. Finally, INFJs walk a solitary path. They guide others, but are rarely guided. They listen, but who hears them? Paradoxes isolate them to complex for labels, too intense for small talk. They're the therapists, the visionaries. But who heals the healer? Carl Jung warned this intuition breeds aloofness. Yet in their silence, they find a strange peace. To be misunderstood is to be free. Imagine knowing everyone's secrets, but having no one to hold yours. INFJs are confidants to the world, yet their own hearts speak in tongues only the moon understands. They crave depth, but settle for small talk to avoid overwhelming others. Their journals are their only true friends, filled with unsent letters and unasked questions. But here's the paradox. Their loneliness is also their sanctuary. To be understood would mean being decoded on INFJs. They'd rather remain ciphers, beautiful and unsolvable, than risk being simplified.